Welcome back to Screamville, where the only thing more haunted than the places we explore is my dating history. You're watching Georgia's Most Haunted Places Part 3, and let me tell you, it's getting creepier, weirder, and more ghost-filled than a family reunion in the Upside Down. If you've seen Parts 1 and 2, you already know that Georgia is basically America's haunted attic, just full of old stuff that whispers at night and occasionally slams a door for dramatic effect. Now, listen. I was going to start this video with a serious investigation of one of Georgia's most controversial haunted places, Magic City. Yeah, you heard that right. People kept saying it was full of spirits, though it turns out they just meant Hennessy. Love those paranormal peaches, but you know what? Forget that last part, scratch that from the record. We are professionals here. Okay, maybe not professionals in the traditional sense, but I do own a flashlight and yell, "Hello!" into dark hallways with great conviction, so I think that counts. In this video, we're diving into even more of Georgia's ghostly greatest hits, places where shadows move, whispers echo, and something always feels just a little too cold. So grab your EMF meter and a snack because we're heading straight into the spook zone. We've got old mansions, cursed cemeteries, abandoned hospitals, and even a roadside diner that may or may not serve pancakes with a side of poltergeist. I'll be honest, some of these ghosts are rude. They don't knock, and they slam doors. The disrespect. And before we get started, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your ghost hunting crew. Because YouTube algorithms might not believe in the afterlife, but they do believe in engagement. All right, let's dive in. Georgia's haunted history isn't going to investigate itself, unless it's one of those self-haunting places. In that case, I'll just be over here holding the camera and probably screaming. Welcome to Screamville. Is it me or does it seem like every lighthouse is haunted? Let's talk about the St. Simon's Lighthouse in Georgia, a beacon of light by day and, according to local lore, a hot spot for spectral shenanigans by night. The original lighthouse was constructed in 1810, standing 75 feet tall and guiding ships safely into St. Simon's Sound. However, during the Civil War, Confederate forces destroyed it in 1861 to prevent its use by Union troops. The current lighthouse, completed in 1872, rises 104 feet and continues to serve as an active aid to navigation. In 1880, a tragic event etched a permanent mark on the lighthouse's history. Lighthouse keeper Frederick Osborne was shot and killed by his assistant, John Stevens, following a heated argument. Stevens was acquitted of murder charges, but Osborne's untimely death laid the groundwork for the lighthouse's haunted reputation. Not long after Osborne's death, strange occurrences began. One account tells of a later keeper's wife who, struggling with the lighthouse's mechanism, called out in frustration, "Well, come and fix it now." To her astonishment, she witnessed the apparition of Osborne tending to the equipment. The machinery resumed normal function, leaving her in awe and perhaps a bit spooked. Visitors and staff have reported hearing unexplained footsteps ascending and descending the lighthouse's spiral staircase. Some believe it's Osborne continuing his duties, ensuring the light remains operational. Others suggest it's just the old building settling, but hey, where's the fun in that? Despite the eerie tales, the lighthouse remains a cherished landmark. The Coastal Georgia Historical Society operates the adjacent keeper's dwelling as a museum, offering insights into the life of lighthouse keepers and the maritime history of the region. While Osborne's spirit is the most talked about, some speculate that other souls linger. The island's rich history, including tales of shipwrecks and lost loves, adds layers to its haunted narrative. Could there be more than one ghost keeping watch? The lighthouse's haunted reputation has made it a focal point for ghost tours and paranormal investigations. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the stories add an intriguing dimension to the site's historical significance. Beyond the ghost stories, the St. Simon's Lighthouse stands as a testament to resilience. Rebuilt after destruction and still operational today, it symbolizes the enduring spirit of the community and its connection to the sea. For those brave enough to explore, the lighthouse and museum are open to the public. Climb the 129 steps for a panoramic view, and perhaps if you're lucky or unlucky, you might experience a brush with the supernatural. Whether haunted or not, the St. Simon's Lighthouse offers a unique blend of history, mystery, and maritime charm. So, next time you're in Georgia, pay a visit, but maybe keep a light on, just in case. Ahoy, matey! Prepare to embark on a rollicking, ghost-infested voyage through the annals of Savannah's infamous Pirate's House. This venerable establishment is a veritable treasure trove of history, hauntings, and hearty fare. In 1734, Savannah's Trustees' Garden sprouted as the first experimental garden in America, aiming to cultivate exotic plants. The gardener's humble abode, known as the Herb House, still stands today and is considered one of Georgia's oldest buildings. By 1753, this green-thumbed haven transformed into a tavern, luring sailors with promises of rum and revelry. The Pirate's House quickly gained notoriety as a seafarer's sanctuary and a scoundrel's stronghold. Its reputation for rowdy patrons and raucous brawls made it a place where only the bravest or most inebriated dared to tread. Legend has it that some visitors enjoyed the tavern so much they decided to stay permanently. Beneath the Pirate's House lies a labyrinth of tunnels leading to the Savannah River. These subterranean passages were allegedly used to Shanghai unsuspecting patrons, inebriated souls who awoke to find themselves conscripted into maritime servitude. Talk about a hangover. Today, the Pirate's House is renowned not just for its southern cuisine, but also for its spectral residents. Staff and visitors report eerie occurrences, disembodied voices, shadowy figures, and the unmistakable sound of boots pacing the floors. It's the only place where being ghosted is part of the charm. Literary lore intertwines with local legend at the Pirate's House. Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island mentions Captain Flint dying in Savannah, and some believe his spirit lingers here. While Flint is a fictional character, his presence adds a swashbuckling flair to the tavern's haunted history. During mid-20th century renovations, a mysterious chamber was discovered beneath the Pirate's House. Its purpose remains unknown, fueling further speculation about the building's enigmatic past. Perhaps it was a pirate's pantry or a spectral speakeasy. The adjacent Herb House, dating back to the 18th century, is reputedly home to its own ghostly inhabitant. Visitors have reported unexplained phenomena, suggesting that even the garden's guardian couldn't resist the tavern's eternal happy hour. In 1948, the Savannah Gas Company acquired the property, intending to demolish it. Thankfully, Mary Hillier, the president's wife, spearheaded efforts to preserve the historic site. By 1953, the Pirate's House reopened as a restaurant, serving up southern delicacies with a side of spookiness. Today, the Pirate's House offers guests a unique dining experience amidst 15 historic rooms. While savoring dishes like pecan-crusted chicken or shrimp and grits, patrons might encounter more than just culinary delights, perhaps a ghostly glance or a phantom footstep. Whether you're a history buff, a paranormal enthusiast, or simply in search of a memorable meal, the Pirate's House beckons. Just remember, if your dining companion seems unusually pale and vanishes before dessert, you might have shared your table with one of Savannah's most enduring spirits. A grand 7,000-square-foot Italianate mansion stands on Savannah's Monterey Square, looking every bit the picture of Southern elegance. But don't let that fool you. Locals and visitors know the Mercer House has a darker side lurking behind its graceful facade. This historic home became world-famous as the scene of a murder described in John Berendt's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And today, it's a must-see stop on Savannah's many ghost tours. For all its antique charm and manicured beauty, the house has seen at least 3 untimely deaths within its walls. With that kind of history, it's no wonder Mercer House carries an aura of mystery. Mercer House began life in 1860 as the dream project of General Hugh W. Mercer, incidentally the great-grandfather of famed songwriter Johnny Mercer. The general hired architect John S. Norris to design a showpiece, Italianate villa, complete with an ornate cast-iron balcony and lofty arched windows. Construction kicked off with grand ambitions, but the Civil War soon interrupted everything. Norris left town and Mercer never got to move in. By the time the war ended, Mercer sold the unfinished house to a local businessman, John Wilder. Wilder finally completed the mansion around 1868, becoming its first resident, meaning not a single member of the Mercer family ever actually lived in their namesake house. Perhaps that's why any ghosts here are not ex-Mercers. They had to import other spirits. For the next century or so, the house passed through various hands and even took a detour from domestic life. In the mid-20th century, it served as Savannah's Shriners Alley Temple. Imagine fez-wearing fellows holding meetings in those elegant parlors. By the 1960s, however, Mercer House was vacant and fading, a once grand dame sitting dark and dusty on Monterey Square. That's when a 30-something preservationist named Jim Williams entered the story in 1969. Williams, a local antiques dealer with a passion for rescuing old buildings, bought the rundown Mercer House, reportedly for a paltry $55,000, and vowed to bring back its glory. He spent the next 2 years painstakingly refurbishing everything from the parquet floors to the plaster moldings. By the early 1970s, Mercer House was reborn, sparkling as if it were 1868 all over again. As it turns out, Jim Williams didn't just restore Mercer House, he turned it into the hottest ticket in town. Throughout the 1970s, Williams hosted extravagant parties in his mansion that became the stuff of local legend. His Christmas gatherings in particular were so opulent that Savannah's socialites clamored for an invitation each year. One could say Williams brought new meaning to living it up in a house rumored to be full of dead people. Among the guests mingling under the chandeliers were Williams' treasured antiques. He filled the home with museum-worthy art, vintage furniture, and even a full pipe organ, creating an atmosphere equal parts posh and eerie. For a good decade, Mercer House was once again brimming with life and laughter, a testament to Williams's flair for Southern hospitality and perhaps a touch of eccentricity. But the revelry came to a sudden, bloody halt in May 1981. In an altercation one night, Jim Williams shot and killed 21-year-old Danny Hansford, his assistant and sometime lover. In the study of Mercer House, Williams claimed self-defense, but Savannah's genteel circles were scandalized. What followed was a legal circus. Williams faced 4 separate murder trials over the next 8 years and was finally acquitted in 1989. The whole saga, the volatile Hansford, the eccentric Williams, and the high society crime scene, became fodder for Barron's 1994 bestseller Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, as well as Clint Eastwood's 1997 film adaptation. Suddenly, Mercer House's quiet existence was thrust into the spotlight, its name forever linked to one of Savannah's most infamous true crime tales. As if one high-profile killing weren't enough, Mercer House had already witnessed other grim incidents long before Williams and Hansford's showdown. In 1913, a previous owner supposedly tripped over a second-floor banister and took a fatal plunge, suffering a broken hip and concussion that proved lethal a few days later. And in 1969, just before Williams bought the property, 11-year-old Tommy Downs sneaked into the vacant house, climbed onto the roof chasing pigeons, and fell to his death on the iron-spiked fence below. Fast forward to 1990. Only 6 months after his acquittal, Jim Williams himself dropped dead inside the home from a sudden heart attack, or pneumonia, officially, collapsing in almost the exact spot where he had shot Hansford years before. With a track record like that, multiple accidental deaths, a murder, and an eerie touch of poetic justice, it's no surprise people began whispering that Mercer House just might be haunted. Sure enough, ghost stories have clung to Mercer House ever since, turning it into a centerpiece of Savannah's spooky folklore. Visitors often talk about sudden cold drafts, disembodied footsteps on the stairs, or the feeling of unseen eyes watching them from the antique-filled rooms. Some even claim to have seen phantom figures drifting through the halls, apparitions that vanish the moment you blink. The museum's caretakers have historically been tight-lipped about all this. Dr. Dorothy Kingery, Williams's sister who ran the house tours for years, was famously dismissive of any haunting talk. She preferred to focus on the home's art and history, and indeed Mercer House is stunning enough on its architectural merits. But despite official eye rolls, the ghostly tales persist, and the Mercer House's reputation as one of Savannah's most haunted homes only grows with each passing decade. Chief among the reported ghosts is none other than Jim Williams himself, apparently still unwilling to leave his prized home. Staff and guests have occasionally spotted a dapper figure resembling Williams strolling casually through the mansion's corridors, only to blink and find no one there. Unexplained sounds of furniture moving or doors closing have been attributed to his lingering presence, and some swear they felt a sudden chill in the study where the infamous shooting occurred. Given Williams' love for the limelight, he did enjoy being the grand host in life. One imagines he isn't too upset to be the center of attention on the ghost tour circuit now. Not to be outdone, the ghost of Danny Hansford is said to roam Mercer House as well, if the tour guides are to be believed. In life, Hansford was known for his tempestuous temperament, and apparently death hasn't mellowed him. Legend has it that Williams even consulted a voodoo priestess to try and banish Danny's unruly spirit from the house after the shooting. Whether that ritual failed or never truly happened, sightings of a young male apparition persist. People report eerie encounters with a restless figure pacing upstairs, slamming doors, or otherwise making his presence known. Some storytellers go so far as to say Hansford's ghost got the last laugh, allegedly frightening Williams into that fatal heart attack, but we'll leave that verdict to the reader's imagination. Today, many like to think Jim and Danny remain spectral roommates in an afterlife twist worthy of Savannah's dramatic history, hopefully without any further duels. Over the years, numerous eerie photographs have further fueled the Mercer House legend. Tourists snapping pictures of the house's exterior sometimes later discover a spectral surprise, a blurred image of a child's face or figure in an upstairs window where no living boy ought to be. These spooky snapshots and sightings have become part of Mercer House's modern lore, convincing many visitors that the spirits here aren't camera shy. One of the most famous legends claims that Mercer House doesn't just have ghosts, it throws ghost parties. Neighbors have sworn that on certain December nights, around when Jim Williams used to host his Christmas soirees, they've heard music and laughter spilling from the darkened house and seen the chandeliers glowing with nobody home. Police officers called to investigate these reports supposedly found the mansion empty, dark, and silent. Not a soul in sight, living or otherwise. In the end, the Mercer House stands as the perfect embodiment of Savannah itself, elegant and historic, yet a tad eccentric and haunted to the hilt. A place where history and mystery converge in one endlessly fascinating and slightly unnerving tale. Founded in 1837 as the Georgia State Lunatic, Idiot, and Epileptic Asylum, Central State Hospital opened its doors in 1842 with the noble intention of providing humane treatment for the mentally ill. Dr. Thomas A. Green, the first superintendent, envisioned a facility where patients were treated like family, even dining together. However, as the patient population swelled, the institution's resources were stretched thin, and the quality of care deteriorated. At its peak in the 1960s, Central State Hospital was the largest mental institution in the world, housing nearly 13,000 patients and employing over 6,000 staff members across a sprawling 2,000-acre campus with more than 200 buildings. It was so massive that it had its own power plant, water tower, and even a dairy farm. If you got lost, you might need a map and perhaps a seance to find your way back. The hospital's treatment methods were a mixed bag of the well-intentioned and the downright terrifying. Patients underwent hydrotherapy, insulin shock therapy, electroconvulsive therapy, and lobotomies. While some treatments were cutting edge for their time, others were more akin to horror movie plot devices. Imagine being told a cold bath would cure your depression. Talk about a chilling experience. The advent of psychotropic medications in the 1950s and 60s led to a shift toward deinstitutionalization. Governors Carl Sanders and Jimmy Carter spearheaded efforts to move patients to community-based care, and by the 1970s, the hospital's population began to dwindle. Today, only a fraction of the campus remains operational, serving a much smaller patient population. Over 25,000 patients are buried on the hospital grounds, many in unmarked graves. In 1997, a restoration project began to honor these forgotten souls, culminating in the installation of a life-size bronze angel in Cedar Lane Cemetery. It's a poignant reminder that in life and death, these individuals deserve recognition and respect. Given its dark history, it's no surprise that Central State Hospital is considered one of Georgia's most haunted locations. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported disembodied voices, shadowy figures, and sudden drops in temperature. Some say the spirits of former patients still roam the halls, seeking the peace they were denied in life. One particularly chilling account comes from a Reddit user who claimed to have explored the abandoned hospital. They described encountering a possum-eating, wall-crawling entity with glowing eyes and a raspy voice asking, "Is it someone new?" While the story's veracity is questionable, it certainly adds to the hospital's eerie reputation. In an article from the Chapel Bell, a writer recounted their experience exploring the abandoned hospital with friends. They described the haunting silence, the decaying rooms, and the overwhelming sense of sorrow that permeated the building. The visit left them reflecting on the mistreatment of patients and the importance of remembering their humanity. Central State Hospital has become a hotspot for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. Trolley tours of the campus are available, offering a glimpse into the hospital's history and its haunted reputation. Just remember to bring a flashlight and maybe a spare pair of pants. While the tales of hauntings are captivating, they also serve as a stark reminder of the mistreatment and neglect that many patients endured. It's crucial to honor their memories by advocating for compassionate and ethical mental health care today. Central State Hospital's legacy is a complex tapestry of hope, horror, and humanity. Its history offers valuable lessons about the importance of empathy, the dangers of neglect, and the enduring impact of our actions on others. So if you ever find yourself in Milledgeville, Georgia, and feel a sudden chill or hear a whisper in the wind, remember, you're not alone. The spirits of Central State Hospital may still be watching, reminding us of the past and urging us to do better. Amos Giles Rhodes, the man behind Rhodes Hall, wasn't just into building fancy granite castles. He was Atlanta's furniture king. In fact, Rhodes made his fortune by founding Rhodes Furniture, which became one of the largest and most successful furniture companies in the southeastern United States. Inspired by the castles of the German Rhineland, which he and his wife Amanda admired during their travels in the 1890s, Rhodes commissioned architect Willis F. Denny II to bring this vision to life. The result? A 9,000 square foot fortress made of stone mountain granite, complete with over 300 light bulbs, a dazzling display of early 20th century innovation. One of the hall's most striking features is its grand mahogany staircase, adorned with stained glass windows that depict the rise and fall of the Confederacy. These windows, crafted by the von Gerichtsden Art Glass Company, include portraits of Confederate figures such as Nathan Bedford Forrest, adding a controversial layer to the mansion's history. After the deaths of Amos and Amanda Rhodes in the late 1920s, their children deeded the house to the state of Georgia with the stipulation that it be used for historic purposes. Rhodes Hall served as the home of the state archives from 1930 until 1965, preserving not just documents but also the whispers of its former inhabitants. Rhodes Hall's reputation as one of Atlanta's most haunted buildings isn't just folklore. Visitors and staff have reported a range of paranormal activities, from unexplained footsteps to doors that open and close on their own. Some even claim to have seen the apparitions of Amos and Amanda themselves, still overseeing their beloved home. Perhaps the most chilling tale is that of the Shadow Man, a dark figure said to reside in the basement. Described as a tall, shadowy presence with a palpable sense of dread, this entity has reportedly been seen by multiple visitors, often accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature and an overwhelming feeling of unease. One particularly eerie incident involves a visitor who, upon gazing into a mirror, saw not her own reflection, but that of Amanda Rhodes staring back at her. The room reportedly grew cold, and the furniture began to shake, a clear sign that Amanda was not ready to relinquish her presence in the hall. A former tour guide recounted an experience where, while closing up for the night, she heard footsteps and a voice commanding her to get out. Believing it to be a prank, she was startled to see the apparition of an old man with a cane, presumably Amos Rhodes, descending the staircase. Needless to say, she didn't stick around to ask for an autograph. Adding to the spectral ensemble are the sounds of children laughing and playing despite no children being present. Some speculate these are the spirits of young ones from the home's past, forever trapped in their playful moments. Today, Rhodes Hall serves as a venue for weddings, corporate events, and tours. However, guests are often warned of the hall's haunted reputation. Some couples even report unexpected guests in their wedding photos, ethereal figures that weren't on the guest list. For those brave enough, the Georgia Trust offers Legends and Lore tours during the Halloween season. These guided walks delve into the hall's haunted history, offering a chance to experience the supernatural side of this historic mansion. Despite being surrounded by modern developments, Rhodes Hall stands as a testament to Atlanta's rich history. Its castle-like appearance and storied past make it a unique landmark, blending the architectural grandeur of the past with the bustling energy of the present. Whether you're a history buff, a paranormal enthusiast, or someone looking for a unique venue, Rhodes Hall offers a glimpse into a bygone era, complete with its own resident spirits. Just remember, if you hear a voice telling you to get out, it might be best to heed the warning. Now we have the Ellis Hotel in Atlanta, a place where luxury meets lore and where the room service might just come with a side of spectral sightings. In 1913, the Weinkauf Hotel, now known as the Ellis Hotel, opened its doors on Peachtree Street. Designed by architect William Lee Stoddart, it was hailed as the jewel of the Atlanta skyline. With its steel structure and brick exterior, it was advertised as absolutely fireproof, a claim that would later prove tragically ironic. On December 7, 1946, a fire broke out on the third floor of the Weinkauf Hotel. The blaze quickly spread through the 15-story building, which lacked fire alarms, sprinklers, and proper fire escapes. Tragically, 119 people lost their lives, making it the deadliest hotel fire in U.S. history. The disaster prompted significant changes in fire safety codes nationwide. After the fire, the building underwent several transformations. It reopened in 1951 as the Peachtree Hotel on Peachtree, later served as housing for the elderly, and eventually stood vacant for over 2 decades. In 2007, following a $23 million renovation, it was reborn as the Ellis Hotel, a boutique establishment that blends modern amenities with historic charm. Guests and staff have reported numerous paranormal experiences. Elevators operate on their own, phones ring from unoccupied rooms, and the scent of smoke occasionally wafts through the air. Most eerily, fire alarms have been known to go off at 2:48 a.m., the exact time the 1946 fire began. Apparitions of men, women, and children in period clothing have been spotted wandering the halls. Some guests have reported hearing screams, footsteps, and even feeling a gentle tug on their clothing, as if a child were trying to get their attention. One particularly active area is the 12th floor. Guests have shared stories of feeling an unseen presence, hearing whispers, and experiencing sudden temperature drops. One visitor even claimed to see a maid in old-fashioned attire vanish before their eyes. In 2023, the Ellis Hotel was added to the Historic Hotels of America program, recognizing its architectural integrity and historical significance. This designation ensures that the stories, both factual and spectral, remain part of Atlanta's rich tapestry. The hotel's haunted reputation has made it a popular stop on Atlanta ghost tours. Visitors eager for a brush with the paranormal often request rooms on the higher floors, hoping for a midnight encounter with the hotel's lingering spirits. Beyond the hauntings, the Weinkauf fire led to sweeping reforms in fire safety regulations across the United States. The tragedy underscored the importance of multiple exits, fire alarms, and sprinkler systems in public buildings, changes that have undoubtedly saved countless lives since. Today, the Ellis Hotel offers guests a blend of modern comfort and historical intrigue. Whether you're a history buff, a paranormal enthusiast, or just in town for a good night's sleep, be prepared. Some guests check out with more than just a mint on their pillow. Established in 1804, the old Candler Hospital began as the Savannah Poorhouse and Hospital, aiming to care for the sick and impoverished. Over the years, it evolved, eventually bearing the name of Bishop Warren A. Candler, thanks to the philanthropic efforts of his brother, Asa Candler, the Coca-Cola magnate. The 19th century brought waves of yellow fever epidemics to Savannah, with the hospital at the epicenter. The 1876 outbreak was particularly devastating, claiming over 1,000 lives. To manage the overwhelming number of deceased, tunnels were constructed beneath the hospital, serving as makeshift morgues to discreetly transport bodies and prevent public panic. These subterranean passages, shrouded in darkness and death, are rumored to stretch beneath Forsyth Park. Some believe that bodies were not just transported but also interred within these tunnels, turning them into mass graves. The thought of picnicking above such a site adds a macabre twist to any afternoon outing. During the Civil War, the hospital served both Confederate and Union soldiers. It even functioned as a prisoner of war camp, housing thousands of Union soldiers. The suffering endured within its walls during this tumultuous period is said to have left an indelible mark, with some spirits refusing to rest. Among the most frequently reported apparitions is the White Woman. Dressed in a hospital gown, she is often seen pacing between windows, pressing her hands against the glass before vanishing into the shadows. Some speculate she was a patient who met a tragic end, her soul trapped in an endless loop. The hospital's psychiatric ward was notorious for its inhumane treatments, including shock therapy. Visitors have reported hearing anguished screams, feeling unseen hands touch them, and witnessing doors slam shut on their own. It's as if the tormented souls of former patients still linger, seeking solace or perhaps just a better therapist. Adjacent to the hospital stands the Candler Oak, a majestic tree with a sinister reputation. Known as the Hanging Tree, it's believed to have been the site of numerous executions. Today, some claim to see ghostly figures hanging from its branches, swaying in a breeze that doesn't exist. The hospital's haunted reputation has attracted ghost hunters and thrill seekers alike. From unexplained cold spots to mysterious footsteps echoing in empty halls, the old Candler Hospital offers a smorgasbord of supernatural phenomena. It's like a haunted buffet. Come for the chills, stay for the goosebumps. After ceasing operations in the 1980s, the building found new life as the Savannah Law School. However, the spirits didn't seem to get the memo. Reports of paranormal activity continued, suggesting that the hospital's spectral residents were less interested in legal studies and more in lingering among the living. Today, the old Candler Hospital stands as a testament to Savannah's rich, albeit eerie, history. Whether you're a paranormal enthusiast or a curious traveler, a visit promises a blend of historical intrigue and spine-tingling encounters. Just remember to tread lightly. You never know who or what might be watching. Mount Hope Cemetery in Dahlonega, Georgia, is a historic resting place dating back to 1833. Adjacent to the University of North Georgia campus, it is the oldest public cemetery within the city limits. The cemetery reflects Dahloneg's rich history, from its days as a gold rush boomtown to its current status as a university and tourist destination. Among the notable individuals interred at Mount Hope is Confederate officer William Pierce Price, a former U.S. congressman and state legislator. The cemetery also contains graves of Revolutionary War veterans, Civil War soldiers, and other significant figures. One particularly intriguing grave is that of Dr. Nicholas Howard, a Confederate surgeon. His grave is covered by a massive mound of bricks, allegedly to prevent wild animals from disturbing it, though some suggest it was to keep the good doctor from returning. Mount Hope Cemetery is reputed to be haunted. Visitors have reported sightings of a lady in white mourning a lost love, and shadowy figures believed to be Civil War soldiers. Some tales even speak of these soldiers playing cards at night. Photographic evidence of paranormal activity has been captured at Mount Hope. Images show unexplained fogs and orbs, particularly near the memorial markers for Union and Confederate soldiers involved in the Bearden's Bridge Massacre. The cemetery's atmosphere, combined with its historical significance, makes it a focal point for ghost tours in Dahlonega. Tours often conclude at Mount Hope, sharing stories of its spectral residents. In 2018, the Dahlonega Cemetery Committee was established to advise on historical preservation, maintenance, and future improvements for Mount Hope. This ensures that the cemetery remains a well-maintained historical site. Mount Hope Cemetery serves as an outdoor museum, telling the story of Dahloneg's past. Its blend of history and legend continues to captivate visitors. For those interested in exploring further, Dahlonega offers various ghost tours that delve into the town's haunted history. These tours provide a deeper understanding of the area's rich past and its lingering spirits. On our final stop of this ghost hunting series, we find ourselves in none other than haunted Savannah. Again. Honestly, if I had $1 for every time I investigated a haunted site here, I could afford to buy a haunted mansion of my own. Savannah is so haunted that even the ghosts are complaining about overcrowding. It's the only city where the living are the minority. Our destination today is the infamous Old Chatham County Jail, a place so steeped in spectral lore that even the walls whisper tales of the past. Built in 1887 and operational by 1888, this jail was a marvel of its time, boasting 117 cells, each measuring a cozy 5 by 10 feet. It served as the county's primary detention facility until 1989, housing inmates in its Moorish turreted structure that replaced the original dome lost to a fire in 1898. After its closure, the jail didn't rest in peace. Instead, it became a hotspot for paranormal activity. The Savannah Ghost Research Society conducted investigations and reported over 50 incidents of ghostly phenomena, including shadow figures, disembodied voices, and unexplained knocks. They even captured a shadowy figure on thermal imaging, pacing the halls and entering cells. One particularly eerie account involves the jail's elevators operating on their own, doors slamming shut without cause, and phantom footsteps echoing through empty corridors. Even seasoned officers reported these occurrences, with one stating, You would hear a door slam or hear some footprints in the stairwell, but there would be nobody there. In an effort to capitalize on its haunted reputation, the Chatham County Sheriff's Office transformed the old jail into a haunted house attraction called Panic in the Pen during Halloween seasons. Visitors were invited to experience the jail's eerie ambiance firsthand, with some reporting chilling encounters that left them questioning the boundaries between the living and the dead. The jail's haunted legacy has even been featured in podcasts like Hauntedology, where tales of prisoner hangings and lingering poltergeists are recounted, adding to the building's mystique. Today, the old Chatham County Jail stands as a testament to Savannah's rich and haunted history. Its walls may no longer confine the living, but they certainly seem to hold on to the past, echoing with the whispers of those who once resided within. As we conclude our ghost hunting journey, remember, in Savannah, the past is never truly gone. It just might be lurking around the next corner. And that's a wrap on Georgia's Most Haunted Places part. Sadly, or maybe mercifully, this is the final video of the Georgia series. Honestly, I've spent so much time in Savannah, the ghosts are starting to recognize me on the street. But don't worry, I'm not packing up the ghost gear for good. Nope. I think it's time to fill up the gas tank, grab my snacks, and point the car toward Ohio. Word on the street is it's got plenty going on over there. And since the Ghostbusters are unavailable, looks like it's just me and my trusty flashlight. Before I go, I have to give a big shout out to Magic City for the legendary hospitality. Really top tier. And Coco, baby, don't think I forgot about you. I'm still coming back for you like I promised. Just me, you, a getaway car, and maybe a priest just in case things get weird. Thanks for riding along on this haunted adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about which haunted place I should risk my life in next. And hey, keep your lights on at night. It's a lot harder for the ghosts to sneak up that way. See you on the next ghost hunt. Ohio, here I come.